EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Midwest. The echoes of the Gallahorn and the Skol chant reverberate inside U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. On the Carolina sideline, it's their head coach, Dave Canales. His squad losers last week after a victory in the season opener. On the other sideline, it is the Vikings head coach, Kevin O'Connell. His team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them here at home as we are set to go. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Will Reichert will get this one started. Off we go from downtown Minneapolis. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
In last week's game, the opponent just really neutralized him and, frankly, this entire passing game. Nobody was open. When they were, he missed some throws. Offensive line had some protection issues. It just overall was a poor performance. So they understand if they're going to come into today's game and have some success, they've got to find a way to get some explosive production and some efficiency out of this passing game.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down.
It's a gain of 8, and it brings up third down.
Out of the shotgun, Young, and he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
First down. A gain of 7. First down, Panthers.
A first carry now for Rico Dowdle. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
16-yard pickup on that one. It's good for a Panther first down. A run with the man out of Purdue. That's Tyrone Tracy. And that'll be a pickup of 3. A second down throw for Young. Now a screen set up for Tracy. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start. And a loss of yards on the play.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
He's got a man! That's McMillan! That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
Panthers first down. A gain of 13 yards.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. That's taken in. It's Xavier Leguez. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Vikings 30-yard line.
Look at play action with Young. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Viking to tend to. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Dowdle. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
At the 15-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
From the gun, it's Young. To the right side, he finds McMillan. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
From the gun here on 3rd down. And he's going to be dropped. They get to him back at the 15-yard line. Zach Harrison. He gets there for the sack, setting up 4th down.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come. A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. And taking the snaps, quarterback now in his 3rd year in the league.
We both could get this sense from talking to him this week leading up to today's game, like just the amount of pressure he felt that was on his shoulders and frankly in the entire locker room. They need to get their first win. When you study NFL history, starting a season 0-3, not many teams have ever made the playoffs in the Super Bowl era, only 6. So if they want to get a chance to find themselves in the playoff hunt, if they just want to get their season on track, a win today is going to go a long way.
Vikings football as we begin this 2nd quarter. 3rd down, 3 to go. As we are ready to get back underway. Moving left, he'll try to run for it.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Vikings, first down.
Here's 1st and 10.
At the 43-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. This pass, right side, going to be caught by Addison. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4. It's now
They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. And they will finally run him down. A big play for Minnesota. 31 yards.
the Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
Now, faking the give. That is brought in at the 10. And it's going to be 1st and goal coming up. Tackle made at the 5-yard line. Off the play fake. He'll look. No chance at all. He'll go down. McSorley in there to bring him down. And that's his 1st sack of the year.
And after allowing a chunk play on that previous down, nice job there settling in. They make a big play of their own, and they get him down for a sack.
He'll drop to throw. Now, screen set up from Mason. And they get a little bit back there, but still a long ways to go coming up with 3rd and goal. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And the drive stalls out as he's brought down. And the field goal unit likely to come on here on 4th and goal.
What a nice play defensively. It's always a bit of a challenge. How long do I stay in coverage defending my zone or my man? How fast do I come up and pursue a scrambling quarterback? They did a nice job rallying to the ball late, They're able to bring them down to force fourth down.
On fourth down, it's Will Riker time for this Viking field goal. This, about as short as you can get. Riker's kick is good. And the Vikings will tie the game at 3 apiece.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
The Panthers offense ready now for their second drive. So we've seen from the start of the season the change in the kickoff rule and the ball coming out to the 35 instead of the 30. Greg, as you talk to folks around the league, there's been a little bit of a change philosophically in how to approach even when you kick a field goal in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think so much of the initial conversation is how does the kickoff team handle it? Do you pooch it? Do you kick it out the back of the end zone? And I think there's going to be a wide array of approach. But maybe the part that doesn't get talked about enough, Mike, is how the new kickoff rule actually changes how you play the game offensively. So think if you have the ball inside the 5-yard line, it's fourth and goal from the 3. In the old days, right, the days that we all remember where a touchback following a score, in this case a field goal try, you would kick the ball out of the back of the end zone, hopefully, and it would be a touchback, and you would lose 17 yards. Instead of on a failed fourth down from the 3, your opponent getting the ball at the 3-yard line, they would now get it 17 yards deeper at the 20, and you would get 3 points as a result. Now, all of a sudden, if you do settle for that field goal, the chances of my opponent now possessing the ball following the kickoff outside of the
the ball comes out! And fortunately, a Panther was right there to get on it. So no turnover, they retain possession. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Young to throw. Oh, this pass rush dialed in right now. They get him again. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. They'll go left side here and complete this one. 2nd down, 8 yards to go.
Number 4. Out of bounds at the 31-yard line. 2 yards.
He'll look to throw.
It's 2nd and 8.
Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. They motion the slot man left. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He'll look deep, left sideline. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down. And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned. The Panthers offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Back to throw, Young. To the right side here, pass is caught, and he'll wind up getting about 7 yards as he is forced out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup.
On 2nd down, Young. The catch made by McMillan. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4. Now a timeout for Carolina. That's going to be their 2nd. and it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. On first down is Young. That's taken in, and it's Rico Dowdle. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds after a gain of only a couple.
At the 41-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
Throwing on second down, Young. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Bryce Young sacked. A loss of 8 yards. And it's third down.
Halftime coming up. We'll get you down to Scott Hansen and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. It's only week 3 on the schedule, but already some big-name teams with big early tests. Will they pass or fail? Let's get into it. Our trip across the NFL starts now. In Santa Clara, the Niners at home to take on the Saints. And this is Brandon Ayuk. Just get his hands on the football and let him do the rest. 56 yards, touchdown. Got another one to get to right now. How about Gang Green? The Jets, they're playing host to the Miami Dolphins. And this is the Dolphins wideout. He's just torching this defense. One of his 3 first-half touchdowns. This one's gone to halftime with the Dolphins looking for their second win after an opening week loss. They're up at halftime. One more to bring you, and it's from the nation's capital. It's the Commanders taking on the Cleveland Browns. And it's Quinshawn Judkins. Spots an opening, capitalizes on it, 15 yards for the touchdown. And time for one more look at the rest of the scores from around the National Football League. Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break. As we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Still in search of our first touchdown of the game. We are tied at 3 as we begin quarter number 3. This taken at the 5. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
23-yard line.
The Vikings offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll set out in search of a first touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3 as they start 1st and 10. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. From the 25, here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
In motion, it's Jefferson. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. The second down throw is incomplete. Third, they need 8.
Incomplete.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings. And he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. This one fielded out beyond the 25. The Panthers offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. Low-scoring game, all time, third quarter, and a touchdown here could go a long way. See if they can get it on this drive. 1st and 10. Open man, the tight end, Mitchell Evans. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 30.
On play action, Young. Forced out left. He's going to run it. And he's going to give himself up, but not before he picks up the first down.
That's good for the Panthers. First down. A gain of 7. First down.
They'll break the huddle.
Carolina.
Coming up now for 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Young. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Brings up second and a yard at the 44-yard line.
Now, Dowdle. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A gain of 16 yards. It's a Carolina first down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
To throw, Young. Short throw there, pulled in by Evans. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Second and 8.
A second down throw for Young. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Complete to Tyrone Tracy. It's a gain of 4.
From the gun, it's Young. That is hauled in at the 5. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. That his first touchdown of the new year.
He's lined up one-on-one, and it's a mismatch from the very beginning. He's just so fast, so big. He's kind of part tight end, part wide receiver, and when you have that type of skill set, it's just going to be hard to stop.
On now, Eddie Pinheiro for the extra point. He's got it, and the Panthers take a 10-3 lead.
Panthers 10, Vikings 3.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to come back out for this next possession. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start first and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion. Second and 10.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
They'll run. This is Mason. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2.
That's a gain.
Third and 7.
It's third and 7.
Here's Hawkinson in motion. Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's going to give himself up, but not before he picks up the first down.
The Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on third down, Mike. You can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
So, just across the midfield stripe, here's second and 9.
Second and 9.
Now this time, they'll look to throw. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. Now, faking the give. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 18 for number 18. And a first down. Set to go now on first and 10.
21-yard line.
On the ground is Mason. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
He was brought down.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass. It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space and keep that to a pretty modest game.
That one broken up. It is incomplete. This defensive secondary, they have been really a no-fly zone all game long. It continues here and brings up 4th down. So now, a big spot coming here. This to get the deficit down inside of a touchdown. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. Well, every bit helps as they draw just a little bit closer.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Panthers offense ready for this next possession. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll run without it. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 31. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Young. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. And he's going to be out of bounds, just shy of midfield.
Previous play is under review.
At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is not successful, and that will cost them the first of their 3 timeouts for the half. And the rush gets Jonathan Grenard. He gets in to record his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now Young. Now a screen set up for Tracy. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. To throw is Young. Pass pulled in by Tracy. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
That's good for a Panthers 1st down. A gain of 9 yards. And the Panther 1st down.
Here's Young. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off from their execution and leads to an incompletion.
And 3rd and final timeout taken by the defense, so the 2-minute warning, the only clock stoppage they have left. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. A pickup of 15 in the air. It's good for a Panther 1st down. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. 2nd and 11. Here's a carry for Dowdle. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So third down forthcoming.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So here's Eddie Pinheiro in a big spot. This to stretch the lead to a touchdown. And this one right down the middle. It's good. So this one a win for the visiting Panthers. They're able to get the job done in front of a hostile crowd as they come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.